When I got the key for Scoot Kaboom and the Tomb of Doom, an awesome name by the way, I went immediately to check it on Steam. The screenshots didn't grab me. I see spikes, splashed colors and a character. However, the trailer sold me. The game is developed by Ianios Digital, a 2-person team from Ireland, and released on 1st of June 2021. I'm a bit late on this review. When you start the game, you have to choose the character you play and the food you chase. More on that later. There is plenty of food to suit your taste. I don't think there is a difference between what you will choose. The same goes for the characters. You start with 3, but you can unlock up to 20. The cool thing is that you can see what you need to do to unlock all of them. It's a great for the completionists out there. The last thing to choose is the game mode. There are quite a few, but for now I just want to talk about the main game mode, or the story mode if you will. It's the one you should start to get a feel for the game. Now we're set to go. This is the extent of the story and it doesn't matter. What matters is to get your food by avoiding all the traps of the Tomb of Doom. You jump over spikes, avoid blades, lava, fire and so on, but also you will die from spikes, blades, lava, fire and so on. Scoot Kaboom is described as an action platformer, but I would say somewhat difficult to do platformer. The interesting gimmick here is there are no levels, it's just one big screen. No loading screens, no interruption. With a press of a button you can zoom back and see the parts of the tomb you've been through. It's a very neat idea and perfect for what the game is all about. The whole tomb is divided into sections, each with its own traps, challenges, color and music. It starts relatively easy, but it ramps up the difficulty quickly. I've seen people describe it as tough as nails, but I wholeheartedly disagree. It's not that difficult in my opinion. I realize there are people with different skill level, but I'm basing this on my own experience. This doesn't mean it's not challenging, on the contrary. However, I find it has the right amount of frustration. There are some roadblocks that I've spent 10-15 minutes banging my head until I pass them. There is a reason why I have 887 deaths by the end. They are all my fault. The controls are perfect and precise. There wasn't a single death I felt was not my fault. The main campaign has diamonds to collect for more unlocks. They are hidden but not so difficult to notice. To collect it, not only you have to touch it, but also bring it to the nearest checkpoint to count. This is easier said than done. More often than not, the traps awaiting there are devilishly difficult, requiring perfect timing to avoid all traps. But that's what the game is all about. The campaign mode is relatively short. I beat it in 2 hours. However, the game is built around replayability. There are several other modes, starting with speedrun. Well, it's self-explanatory. I really hope speedrunners will pick up the game. It's ton of fun. Next is destruction mode. You have to go through the game as fast as you can, but traps explode when you touch them with no chance of something harming you. All modes are on the same map, just the conditions are different. And there is the endurance mode. You have one chance to reach the end. Here you can show how good you are at the game. With my 887 deaths, this mode is not for me. For finishing Gold Chase, you need to collect every single coin in the game. How this is almost the same as the main game mode, but with the addition of giant ghosts chasing you, similar to Spelunker on NES. And finally, Rocketeer. You have infinite boost and you have to escape the tomb in reverse. This is easier said than done. When I was just about to close the game, I noticed mods on the bottom of the screen. It turns out the game have modifiers and I almost missed them. They can be activated even in-game. Speed of the tomb and game, double jump, more checkpoints, instant pickup and invincibility. I love this and I wholeheartedly support it. It allows players of all ages and skill level to tweak the game to their liking. The game was very close to perfect, I almost didn't have complaints, almost, but there are just 2 small issues. The first is the character getting stuck at corners after a jump. This happens a bit too often, but not to the point of frustration. The second problem I have is there is no warning when you are about to finish the game. This is an issue for those who like to collect everything in one session. You can teleport between checkpoints and if you miss some gems, you have to play the whole game all over again. This is one of those games that after the first few seconds of gameplay, you know if you want to pick it up. It's not frustratingly difficult, it's highly replayable, it has good pixel art, but also an amazing soundtrack. Seriously good chiptunes. Here is the thing, I don't like talking about game length, but this is something I have to mention. In my opinion, if you like this type of games and you like playing them over and over again to get better, Scoot Kaboom worth your time and money. However, if you prefer to play a game and move to the next one, but you're still interested in trying it, wait for a sale. The campaign took me 2 hours to finish. If you don't double in the other modes, the length is quite short. It's up to you to decide. For what the game offers, in my opinion, it's worth a B.